What's going on there, guys? It is the Earthmaster here on this beautiful, what is it? What's the night? Tuesday night. It is October 5th, 2021 to date, 7:45 p.m. California time, and I am joined here tonight by my co-host, Missy Mimis.
How's it going, guys?
And we're going to just be doing a little bit of earthquake coverage tonight on the update video, including quite a bit of uptick in tremor along the Cascadia Subduction Zone. Once again, we're talking the most that I've seen since about 2017. We're well over the 900 mark tonight when it comes to the amount of tremor along the Cascadia. First off, 4.2 earthquake striking in the South America region. Pretty shallow earthquake at about 10 kilometers below the surface. Just off the coast of the Peru-Chile Trench, it looks like, in that region of the world. Let's go ahead and check out what's going on right off the bat with the Cascadia tremor. And that's going to be, let's see if I can open up that page real quick. Show you guys the latest information here from the PNSN network. You can see the massive amount of tremors kicking up here with 950 epicenters of tremor along the Cascadia. The stretching from about Vancouver southward around the Seattle area, actually Olympia. And of course, Northern California kicking up once again. This area in Northern California has not seen a stop in the amount of tremor in over a week. This is a large number, folks, just for one day. This is not weeks. This is not a couple days. This is one day of tremor. This here is the energy released off here to the side in this list. And once again, I kind of pointed out this map, this little chart up here kind of shows you over the years since about 2010 or so. There's been some years where we've seen a little uptick. There was one right there on 9/23/2012, 913 it looks like, and I think over here as well, but it doesn't happen all that often. And if you look at the chart, it looks as though we're ramping up towards quite a bit of tremor compared to a year passage or so. Looks like things are really ramping up far as the year 2021 goes. So pretty active, folks. 950 epicenters. Let's go ahead and get a tally real quick from let's see here. Let me see if I can bring up a date. What did I cover last? Was it the 20th? I think it was the 20th to the, and today's the 5th or 6th?
Today's the 5th, I believe.
5th. So what do we got here? Look at all that. Holy smokes.
Wow.
So we're almost at 10,000 epicenters of tremor since the 20th. That's quite a bit, folks. Most of it confined here into the Northern California area. Just a massive blob of tremor. This is not earthquake activity or volcanic activity, but subduction zone, slow slippage, if you will, along the Cascadia Subduction Zone. It's there's a whole lot of slippage, let me tell you, folks, going on here in Northern California and the southern end of the Cascadia. Of course, Washington getting in on quite a bit of slippage as well along the Cascadia. But man, let me tell you, it's looking pretty active, and it's only increasing. Things like this do happen, right? But on this large scale of a number, that's a lot. So we're definitely keeping an eye on that pretty closely, the Cascadia Subduction Zone activity. Far as earthquake activity at the surface goes, along the Cascadia, we did have this movement off the coast of Oregon into the Cascadia fold and thrust belt. A couple deeper earthquakes in this region. You can see largest so far looks like a 2.2 at 21 kilometers, kind of stretching back up here. Away from the tremor kind of sits a little bit further south here by about 10 to 15 kilometers more, which puts it further inland. At least on the map it would look further inland where you've seen all that tremor activity taking place. But this earthquake activity further upstream and closer to the locked area of the Cascadia. Also some further movement down here on the southern end, just off the coast of Petrolia, Ferndale region, and the Gorda plate looks like it had a little 3.4 well off the coast. A pretty shallow earthquake there at 4.7 kilometers. Movement into the Intermountain West region is pretty active as well, including a swarm at Yellowstone National Park, the USGS showing that activity. But of course, again, Not as much as what's going on here on the graphs at Yellowstone. You can see over the last 24 hours, movement kicking up once again in the Mary Lake area. All of these spikes indicating earthquake activity. Most of them microquakes, but no doubt quite a bit of movement kicking up there at Yellowstone National Park throughout the last 24 hours. And if you look at the last couple hours, more specifically, looks like about the same magnitudes, but it's not dying down. Still ramping up pretty strongly with the Cascadia tremor as well. So we're just kind of keeping an eye on things. We're up here in Northern California, so if the Cascadia goes, we go with it, and that would not be good. It'd be some pretty strong shaking here in Northern California. The the San Andreas Fault over here, the creeping section, looks like a few more aftershocks from yesterday. I can't remember that magnitude that was kicked up there yesterday around there.
I think it was like 3.8.
I think it was a 3.7 or 3.8. Can't remember exactly. I guess we could bring that back. 3.7.
Yeah.
So within the last day, it looks like a few more microquakes within this region of the San Andreas Fault. And let's see what we got down south here. I'm really surprised we haven't seen any type of swarming going on here at the Brawley seismic zone, but there's a little bit, just not too much. I wouldn't call 5 earthquakes a swarm, but all it takes is a pretty good sized magnitude, and this thing normally kicks off with a good swarm. So we will keep an eye on that region as well. Let's see what else we got here, folks. Idaho rocking and rolling up there. The Aleutian Trench, pretty quiet all through Japan, except for we had a couple, there was a 5.6. I shouldn't say that's too small of a quake, but we haven't seen too much more movement following that early this morning with that 5.3 off the coast of Japan. And that one pretty deep at 53 kilometers. Also a little one, a 4.5, just up towards the subduction zone of the Japan Trench region. A whole lot of movement through the Indonesia area and also up through the Afghanistan region, where they had a 5.1 earlier, way earlier today. And also up here around Switzerland, of all places, a 4.3 kicking up around, come on now, mispronunciation. Eveline? I'm glad you're here. You can help me pronounce all these difficult names.
It looks like Eveline.
Eveline, Switzerland. If we got that wrong, please correct us, like I'm sure you will. Okay. Anyway, 4.35 kilometers. It's a kind of an oddball quake up there. You just don't see too many earthquakes in that region. Let's see, where's that earthquake down here in the South America area? We had a 4.2 off the coast of Chile, it looks like, on the, what is that, fracture zone?
The
Valdivia fracture zone? Try to pronounce that name. Archipelago
de los Llanos.
Okay. It's a lot better than I could probably spit it out.
Oh man.
So yeah, but kind of dwindling activity in the South America region, just North America under fire, and with that Cascadia tremor going on there, it's just a matter of time, folks, before we see a little bit larger magnitude off the coast here. It's very possible we could see some further deep magnitude earthquakes along the Cascadia, the inland, but it'd be deep. Sometimes we can get some 6s and 7s associated with all this tremor that's taken place. It just all depends on how much stress is built up a little bit further south. But it does happen. It definitely does happen. Let's go ahead and check out the Puerto Rico area, where they had a few earthquakes, including a 3.6, it looks like, for the largest magnitude, kind of towards the Puerto Rico Trench area. New Madrid area looks like, hey, what do we got up here? I think that was last night or early this morning, that 2.2 near Marston. Things kind of calming down in this area, but whole lot going on in the Pacific Northwest, folks, so just be on guard. Hope everyone has a good night. Got anything to add to this, Missy? Solar weather.
Yes, and say how's solar weather going.
It's pretty
Been a
quiet.
bit- Yeah.
Pretty darn quiet there. Looks absent of activity. In fact, sunspots are kind of dwindling.
Someone was asking about, was it Kilauea?
Oh, the volcanic activity
Yeah.
over there. They have
Yeah.
dropped it from the red warning to orange watch.
And La
Far
Palma.
as the Kilauea volcano goes, orange watch, so that has been reduced. Still some activity going on there, of course, and looks like gas emissions, seismic activity at the summit remain elevated, and that's for the Kilauea volcano.
And then someone was asking about La Palma volcano. Not sure.
Not 100% certain on that. I'll have to look into that a little bit more in detail.
Sounds good.
I don't have a whole lot of info on that region out there, but we'll check into that. All right, folks, have a good night. Stay safe out there. We will chat at you guys another time.
Peace out, guys. Be safe.
Have a good night, guys.